Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are looking at something huge happening in Asia. We're talking about the partnership between two of its biggest powers, India and Japan. And it is absolutely exploding right now. It's a fascinating story of money, strategy, and a shared vision for the future.
All right, let's just jump right in with the number that really kicks this whole thing off. $9 billion. That's a massive figure, right? So what's behind it? What does it actually represent?
So, that $9 billion? Well, that was the record-breaking amount Japanese firms poured into India in 2025. And that's just through mergers and acquisitions alone. Look at this graph. You can see just how insane that spike is. It completely dwarfs everything that came before, marking a totally historic high in their financial relationship.
Okay, so where is all this cash actually going? Because, it's not just a number on a page, it's flowing into real, game-changing deals. Let's break down the agreements that really made 2025 such a pivotal year.
And here they are, the deals that add up to that giant number. What jumps out right away? It is all about the financial sector. Look at the top one. Mitsubishi UFJ's deal with Shriram Finance. We're talking over $4.4 billion by itself. That is the single largest foreign direct investment in India's financial industry, ever. And it's not a one-off thing, right? You see Sumitomo Mitsui and Mizuho are right there with their own huge bets too.
Now, you might be thinking, this is just a lucky year, some random market spike. But no, this is absolutely not a coincidence. This is the result of a very deliberate, very high-level strategy between the two governments. They are intentionally weaving their economic futures together. And it all comes down to an official framework that's guiding this whole thing. It's called the India-Japan Joint Vision for the next decade. Think of it like an 8-point blueprint for how they're going to work together. We're going to zoom in on 3 of the most important parts.
And believe me, this isn't just fluffy diplomatic talk. This vision lays out some seriously concrete and ambitious goals. Get this. There's a new target of 10 trillion yen in private investment from Japan to India. That's around 68 billion US dollars over the next decade. That's a huge commitment. So, pillar number 1. It's all about beefing up that core economic relationship. We're talking about pouring fuel on India's Make in India initiative, getting deeper industrial cooperation, and, this is a big one right now, building supply chains you can actually rely on for the important stuff. Like semiconductors and medicine. Okay, pillar 2 is where things get really futuristic. This is all about the two countries literally building the future together. Think about it. Japanese know-how helping to build India's high-speed rail network. Joint space missions, and deep collaboration on stuff like AI. It's pretty cool.
And the third major theme is all about the big picture, people and the planet. So you've got cooperation on clean energy, making healthcare better, and then there's this absolutely wild goal. They want to get over 500,000 people moving between the two countries in just 5 years. We're talking everyone from students to highly skilled workers. That's a huge exchange of talent and ideas. So that's the what. But the big question is why? Why is this happening right now and with so much energy? Well, it turns out it's a story of two massive nations that are kind of like puzzle pieces, a perfect geopolitical match for each other right now. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have Japan. For years, they've had deflation, an aging population, and not a ton of room to grow at home. What they do have is a mountain of cash looking for a good place to be invested. And on the other side, you've got India. An economy that's absolutely booming, a giant consumer market, and it's hungry for exactly the kind of long-term investment Japan has sitting on the sideline.
And it's not just about economics. This quote from an investment banker really nails it. There are big geopolitical shifts happening, with uncertainty in other parts of the globe and maybe some, let's say, difficult experiences for investors elsewhere. India has become this real zone of comfort and opportunity for Japanese money.
But here's the thing. This isn't just about giant corporations and billion-dollar infrastructure. No, this flood of capital is actually reshaping India's entire innovation scene, right down to the grassroots startup level.
And one of the biggest magnets for Japanese venture capital? It's how healthy India's stock market is. Just look at this. In the first half of 2025 alone, Indian startups raised $6.1 billion through IPOs. That's over 4 times what all of Southeast Asia raised combined. For a VC, that means one thing, a clear, profitable way to cash out. That's a huge deal.
So when these Japanese VC firms like Incubate Fund Asia or Beyond Next Ventures show up, they're bringing way more than just a checkbook. It's like a stamp of approval, right? It gives these Indian startups instant global credibility. It kicks off growth in really cool new areas like deep tech and climate tech. And it brings in top-tier global expertise on how to run a business.
I love this quote because it gets at this powerful ripple effect. Think of it like this. Once the big Japanese banks and financial firms plant their flag, it sends a signal. It tells all the other Japanese corporations, hey, the water's fine. It gives them the confidence and, frankly, the access to funding to jump in and expand their own businesses in India. It just feeds on itself. So when you step back and look at all this, what do you see? You see two economic giants. One, a mature, tech-savvy leader with tons of capital, and the other, a young, fast-growing powerhouse bursting with talent. And they're tying their futures together. So it really makes you wonder, right? In a world that's so often about the rivalry between the usual superpowers, are we actually watching a brand new economic axis being formed? This could be the partnership that doesn't just define the next century in Asia, but actually creates a whole new center of gravity for the entire global economy.